How are you doing? I want to talk to you about your website and how and why you have to use the Google Search Console. It's the single most important tool you'll use for your website once it's built and ready to go. It's going to make sure that you are properly indexed on Google, so you have to get your site added to the free Google Search Console. I'm going to show you. I've been doing this for over 20 years, internet marketing. Last 13 years, I've been working for a company called Reach Local. I'm out of the Philadelphia area. We have offices all over the world. We were purchased a few years back by a company called Gannett. Maybe you're familiar with Gannett in regards to their USA Today newspaper. They also own hundreds of newspapers across the nation. I'm just picking Delaware. Here's a number of the papers they have there, but every state, just about across the country, has a newspaper owned by Gannett. So let me back these up here, and for these purposes, I'm going to use my website, which is Philly Online Marketing, and show you what you need to do with your website in regards to the Google Search Console. First thing you want to do when you go to the Google Search Console, you want to search it up on Google, and the Google Search Console, go over to it. You want to get started. Make sure you're logged in on Google to the account that you use for your business, and then what you want to do initially is going to add your property. Now, if you have if you understand about adding your domain, this would be like phillyonlinemarketing.com. You're not going to add the HTTP or the www to any of the front portion, but this is a little bit more complicated. If you can handle this, great. It requires you then to go over to your domain, add a text record to verify your ownership of the domain. So it's a little bit more complicated. For these purposes, we're just going to add your current website that you have. So for me, I would add my HTML. Let me see if I can grab it up here. I would be adding here my website and dropping it in. Hit continue. My site is already good to go. So I actually verified it two different ways, through an HTML tag and through Google Analytics. From what I understood, from what I'm hearing, it's better to verify your site through several sources instead of just one, if you can. But the one time will get you going. So once you have the site verified and you're off and running, you want to make sure you go over here to your sitemap. The sitemap is called an XML sitemap. You're going to grab this typically from your website. You can search it up on Google. There's other places you can get it, but what it is a list of all the pages that are on your website. So from what it's showing me here, I have 166 pages that were successfully submitted in my Google sitemap. So if I click here, I can actually open the sitemap, and I have different categories then broken out. So I have posts, like my blog posts, and the different categories on my site. Here's the various pages on my site, and I can see by here that it was last read on June 10th. They discovered 167 URLs, so we're all good to go. So now I'm going to be able to, and Google will be able to know all the pages that I have on my website because they were all submitted. Instead of, if you didn't do this, Google would then have to crawl your site, and you hope that they were to find the sites, the various pages that are on your site. So let's start off and look at performance. Probably the single most important thing you want to look at here on your site. There's an overview. Typically it loads up here, which is going to show your performance, your coverage, and then it's going to go into the various enhancements you have on your site. But as far as performance is concerned, I like clicking this tab because it's going to show you your position of the keywords. If you scroll down here, notice here the last 3 months. If you scroll down here, notice it's showing the words that my site shows up for. It also shows me how many words my site gets indexed for. If you're over 1,000, trust me, you're doing very, very well. So for example here, the word free advertising, apparently 225 people have searched that in the last 3 months. I actually got 3 clicks from it, and that word, my site shows up in the 52nd position. So they had to do quite a bit of digging, these people, to find me, because I'm like on page 6 of Google. So that's one reason why I didn't get very many clicks. But let's go back and look a little bit closer, like the last 7 days, or I can compare the past 7 days to maybe a previous date maybe last year at this time to see how I'm doing. So the compare feature is very, very handy to see how you're progressing with your site and how your site looks from last year. So if you see a drop in some of these metrics, you'd be like, now I need to go do some work on my site. Maybe it's getting a little old. One thing I like about this, the various words that my site shows up for is I like being able to search, click on the positions to see what position these words show up for. So in the last 7 days, they're telling me here, local online marketing services, Philadelphia, I show up 1.4. So what they mean by that, if I go over to Google and I search paste and click. Now this isn't a position, these are ads. See where it says ad? And this is one reason why so many people do Google AdWords. So when people search a word like this, their business shows up. I'm number 1 in the Google My Business listing for the maps. And when you scroll down further, it's saying I'm in position 1.4. So here's 1, here's 2. So I guess we trade off every once in a while. 1.4, I'm sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm here. But there's my site showing up 1.4. It's actually 2 if you really want to be nitty gritty here. But as you see, there's typically 10 SEO links per page. So I mean, as far as SEO, search engine optimization, there's actually 10 different sites that are indexed on a page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then what do you have here? Ads again. There's more ads. So you see there's the 10. So when they say I'm in position 52, I'm got to go down here and I got to click over here and probably go to here. There's page 5, and then I would be like the second one down. So let me go back to our Google. So give you an idea what these mean. So hopefully that helps you out. One thing I like to do is I search often here for some of the words that are getting a lot of impressions. And then maybe I want to blog about this. Or I know a lot of people are searching for this. So, write a blog about it, mention this word like in the title, in the first sentence, and then several more times throughout the article to help you to rank for this word. So you can build a whole page about this word to try to show up better for it on Google. So as far as coverage, these are the pages that were submitted to Google. I think it was 167 or something. I guess only 166 are even valid. If I go down to issues, errors, I'm not seeing any. Valid with a warning, I'm not seeing any. That's good. I do have 305 pages that are excluded. Might want to look into details as to how and why they're excluded. Some of them are done for a reason where I've added a no index tag because I don't want them found. So, but as far as the 166 that are valid, I want to see. So they're submitted and indexed 129. Another 37 are getting indexed, but they weren't submitted in my sitemap. So I might want to check this out and go back and see about adding them to my sitemap. So there's a, without getting into niche detail, core enhancements. This is much more technical down here. What you really want to look for, like I said, is go to your performance, click here for starters. You want to click on these, your click-through rate, your average position, see what words you're showing up for, find out which words are getting the most clicks, find out which ones are getting the most impressions, find out what position your keywords are showing up in. You might want to adjust the dates, and then also you want to look at coverage, because this will show you what pages of your site have been indexed or not indexed. So that's it for today for the Google Search Console. You can always ask me any questions. I'm Brian Brown, Reach Local. My website is Philly Online Marketing. You can reach me at info@phillyonlinemarketing.com. Thank you for your time.